Yeah, that's right. Another Cooligans episode. You're welcome, everybody.
You are what that's it. We just tell you as soon as you hit play, you're welcome.
Hey, you probably said thank you.
as soon as you
hit play.
As soon as you saw it, you refresh the feed. You're like, thank heaven.
What are we going to be rude and not say you're welcome? That would be disrespectful to you.
We are nothing.
And how we were raised.
We're nothing but proper hosts. Hello, everybody.
Proper what?
Hosts.
Oh. Okay. I was like, damn, bro.
Okay. We are refined hosts. I don't know what you thought I said.
Yo, we ain't one of them fly-by-night hoes. We are some proper die-in-the-wool hoes, bro.
Yes, sir. Hello, everybody.
My granddad was a hoe. His granddad was a hoe. And I'm a hoe.
Okay.
Proper. Oh, it's in the blood.
Okay. It's a condition.
It's the Cooligans, buddy.
What's good? Yeah, all right. You're already getting that on-brand Cooligans humor?
Yeah.
There's a question mark there.
There's two MLS Cup winners on this show.
We should be a little bit.
We spent this whole time talking about how my great-great-great-grandfather was, in fact, a proper hoe.
Yeah. We should, of any episode,
Really?
we should be the classiest hoes we can on this one.
In fact, I'm sure people associated with the Columbus Crew and MLS will be listening to this and they'll be like, we did exactly what now? we brought two of our players on what show?
Don't worry, we classed it out real soon. But no, today's episode is going to be absolutely fire. We're joined by two MLS Cup champions.
Let me guess, you're excited for today's episode?
Yeah, no, you know what, Alexis? I'm thrilled for today's episode, okay?
We ratcheted it up a little bit.
The thesaurus this morning. Huh?
Because
word of the day calendar.
We are joined shortly by Aidan Morris and Darlington Nagbe of the Columbus Crew, your MLS Cup champions. They came through in studio. And we'll have a nice little convo with them about.
It's crazy. They were in this studio, this very studio.
It's just a lot of times getting them on the phone, getting players on the phone, we're just like, wow, you called in on Zoom. It's like, yo, you called in? That's crazy.
Bro, they're like, wait, you sat in front of a laptop instead of just holding your phone in your car at a Starbucks drive-thru? Wow.
Because we'd take that.
Yeah, we've done that plenty of times.
But no, they came through. They flew in. They were on a little media tour.
We flowed them out, bro.
We flew them out. Okay, say it right.
My bad. Did I say flowed them out?
Because, bro, you're not being a proper hoe right now. You don't know.
Speaking of hoes, we called Darlington and said you're getting flued out, my
Apologies, Major League Soccer and Columbus Crew. We're just joking around.
Let's be honest, they don't know what any of
We love these
You've seen
guys.
the people that work at MLS. They have no clue.
So look, this is gonna be
and
great.
the one person who does know is not saying anything. Like I know what fluid out means. I'm not gonna bring this up in the business meeting.
Who's getting flued out to Columbus though?
Bro,
right?
you gotta charge triple. Get flued out to Dubai. You're like, all right, fine. I guess I get to be in Dubai.
You get
Columbus.
It's not great to get flued out to an affordable city.
No,
you know what I mean? That's not a good
They're
sign.
like, hey, whoa, the Holiday Inn downtown is quite nice. They have a rooftop pool that's open for 3 weeks out of the year.
Not a great sign.
Got chocolate chip cookies from the DoubleTree.
Yeah, like, bro, you get flued out, and there's a waffle station.
Continental breakfast included, baby.
Damn, I didn't know I was dealing with such high rollers.
Damn, I feel like a queen.
All right, we got to get these jokes out now because we can't make them with Aidan and Darlington. So it is what it is.
I hope they listen to this
comedy
episode.
podcast, and soccer comes up once in a while.
Every once in a while. And it's not just Darlington Nagbe and Aidan Morris. We're going to be talking about so many cool things. We're going to be talking about, you have a list. We're going to be talking about Champions League.
Okay. Well, and after the convo, we'll talk the Copa America draw and a couple other things. So
there's so much fun stuff
Be on the
happening.
lookout for that as well. So let's get right to it because it was so fun. They came through yesterday, and it was just absolutely on. Shout out to MLS. Shout out to the Columbus Crew for bringing them along. But here it is. Here's our chat with Aidan Morris and Darlington Nagbe of the Columbus Crew.
Wow.
We are
Wow.
champions in the building.
4 champions. All right, we got 2 MLS Cup winners, hot dog eating contest, and
you beat out Joe. You beat out
nicest skin in the game.
You beat out Joey Chestnut,
Bro, Joey Chestnut got nothing on me, dog. I showed up hungry. I said, yo, you cooked, my G.
No, we're absolutely honored because obviously we all saw in Columbus over the weekend.
Yeah, everybody knows who these guys are.
That's right, because we are joined by 2 MLS Cup champions. We saw they came off. They got off the bus at the parade and came straight here. Give a huge shout out for Aidan Morris and Darlington Nagbe, everybody.
Bro.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. How you guys feeling? How you guys doing?
Amazing, man. Happy to be here.
All right, I loved it. I didn't realize
I
that
can't
much
wait for the R&B album
that-
to
I
drop.
didn't
Why
realize-
are you two so smooth?
I didn't realize that much bass was gonna come out of that voice.
Aiden, we said hello, and he said, yo, what's up?
My man.
I just want to say
Okay,
hello
we
to
know
all the moms out there.
we know which member of Boyz II Men he's gonna
He
be.
walks out, says something back, and the rest of us got to do all the singing and dancing.
All right, let's be for real because look, we spent a lot of time talking about the MLS Cup Final and how you guys did during it, and just the dominant.
Yeah, let's just say you bodied them.
It was a dominant performance, right? LAFC,
Bro.
we all, the glamour, the glitz, all the owners and all this other stuff. But there's something
They
about
left the glamour and the glitz at home.
there's something about the community and just, I don't know, maybe just the Midwest, the carbs. I don't know what
The
it
get
is.
it done.
The get it done about
the milk fed,
But the
corn fed.
The last few years with Columbus, obviously the crew being saved and just the storyline, even winning an MLS Cup in a few years ago and winning it again. There's just, we saw the emotion between you two after the final whistle. But can you just talk a little bit about just the meaning of winning it this time in particular?
Yeah, this time was different. Obviously, 2020, stadium wasn't packed, COVID.
Right.
Obviously,
You wasn't
I
even
missed
there.
the game.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I was in the basement watching. But no, to get me to be a part of it on game day this year and to have like our whole stadium and everyone get a chance to be a part of it, and then playing with my guy, it didn't get better than that. So when I saw him, I got a little bit emotional. That's my dude. Love him. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Isn't this the dude that replaced you when you got COVID?
Yeah, exactly.
And y'all got
Exactly.
cool?
I gotta put a negative connotation on it.
I'm just saying, if I couldn't do a show and then another comedian got up, I would be like, that's not my boy right there. Yo, he's taking my job.
I don't
dog.
know that dude.
Yo, these young bassy voiced soccer players are coming up and taking our jobs.
I'm just gonna stop talking about it.
No, but it was beautiful to see. Not only, one of the things we talked about is that second goal, the game-winning goal from Yeboah. But the build up in the play. We all saw
pass from Amundsen.
the pass from Amundsen was remarkable. But there's the 30 seconds before that goal happened, before the pass even happened, there's just so much movement. There's so much chemistry. It's like y'all are talking to each other without words. You all know where to be.
Ball.
Everybody's moving. Everybody's drawing defenders. It's literally one of the most beautiful goals, I think, this season. And it happened to be the last one for the Columbus Crew and the game winner. But can you talk a little bit about the chemistry this year? I mean, it is difficult to have a new coach and bring in new players, but to build that kind of chemistry so quickly, and I imagine the veteran leadership of a Darlington Nagbe helps in building that.
Yeah, for me, that's just a testament to Wilfried and his staff. I think they come in, they leave their city where they're from, come to Columbus, a bunch of new players, and they were patient with us, took their time with us, and I think we realized that, so we want to repay them back. I think just a bunch of good guys, a bunch of disciplined guys that want to be coached, guys that are coachable. I think that's what you see on that last goal, guys that are disciplined and that have been doing it for a while together, respect each other, and just want to go out there and win.
Okay, yeah, that's the media conversation. But for real, are you like, when you get the ball again, you're like, yo, we still got this ball, dog? We still got possession?
I think it's really like we don't realize what we're doing when we're doing it. It's just all second nature to us now.
It's like, you do
Like
that much in training where you don't even realize it's happening?
We know we're like the stuff he's told us, it's so instilled in us and how we move and how we think that everyone knows where they have to be and they don't even think twice about it.
Bro, it's like, showering. Like, you can't explain to someone the steps in which you shower, but every time you go in, you do it the same way.
Is
That what you mean?
Alexis comes out of the shower. He's like, "Yo, crushed it again,
I know,
bro."
Damn. I'm like, thank you for the pass. I'm insane. I was like, who are you talking to? There's no one else here.
No, the cool thing about that, man, is like we'll sometimes have training after where you have time to work on things, and you'll see Yao and Malte, and they work on that same pass every time.
Wow.
Really?
And to where like you'll see him in the training and he'll mess up on it like 5 times and you get it right 1 time, and then like to see it come to fruition in the game is like it's no surprise to us.
Okay.
So that's
damn,
the cool
it-
stuff, man.
it-
That's like comedy. Like we're both saying a comic, so like sometimes when you're on stage, you want the audience to feel as if it just happened in that moment.
yeah.
And some of the stuff does for sure, but some of the stuff you've worked on over and over,
sure.
so that it comes across that way. Oh, that's poetry.
All right, we have a couple fun things planned, but I got some questions from our fans. So we have our supporters group, which is called Gully Squad, right? And
shouts to Gully
the
Squad.
first one, speaking of a funny question, Luke Sturgio asked a question: what's the worst thing about Ohio, and why is it Skyline Chili? Which is a very Cincinnati.
It's a Cincinnati thing, so we figured.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Cincinnati.
Where's Cincy? I don't know. Where's Cincy?
Okay, all right,
Love it.
All right, good answer.
Love it. This is from a crew fan. This is from Dave Hagman. He asked the question: on a scale of tranquil Caribbean lagoon to turquoise glistening in the southwestern sun at midday,
That's the range.
how blue are Josh Williams' eyes in person?
And those things are glowing 24/7.
I knew it. I knew it.
That's my guy.
You ever take him to the dealership and go, "That's the color I want the car"?
Yo, Josh, come with me today. I need to get this-
This is one more from Andrew Johnson, another crew fan. He just asked the question. He says, what is it like having a mentor like Josh Williams? And this is for Aidan. A mentor like Josh Williams, and are you okay with taking over as the fan base's, quote, homegrown kid despite being from Florida?
Well, that's the first one about Josh. It's weird to say like a 6-year-old 30. I don't even know how old he is, man.
Which is, that's
35,
the oldest person I've ever heard of.
Abuelo.
It's crazy. Like a 35-year-old, I could say he's like been one of my best friends for the past 4 or 5 years, and guys like Darlington as well. Even when I was 18, man, like hanging out with 33-year-olds, it's like it's strange to
Like
me.
kids
but,
and families.
I know, right?
So yeah, like having a guy like that, he's just helped me so much grow into the person I am today. And the homegrown, I mean, I am homegrown, so I guess I could step in that role.
Yeah.
But people always think, they come up to me and they're like, hey, like, so you grew up in New Albany? I'm like, no, I didn't. I'm from Fort Lauderdale. Like, I'm a Florida boy, so it's interesting. But yeah, I'm here for whatever the crew wants me to do.
What I love
So, yeah.
about Southern Florida, there's a little bit of a New York accent that kind
Dude,
of
you
lives
kept
on
taking
there.
my voice, man. Why
No,
you
no,
keep
but
taking my voice?
you said full out of there. You do it in like one syllable, and there's that little bit of the New York accent. You know what I'm talking
Dude,
about.
it's
when
great.
you go to Florida, like it exists.
It is.
there.
We wish we had your voice.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
I go home and I say to my wife, I'm like, "What's up, babe?" And she's like, "No, can you try again?
This
Can
ain't
you go
working."
smoke a cigar and try again?"
Well, speaking of South Florida, obviously Inter Miami has made a lot of a big splash and a lot of news. Obviously, Lionel Messi joining the club, but for it's kind of nice winning an MLS Cup when Messi was watching the final and he was not there. So that must be bring a little bit of confidence. But just having Messi in the league and knowing that the year that he arrives, you guys are lifting the trophy. How does that make you guys feel?
Oh, it feels good. I mean, it just shows that, we're a good team. I think we knew that. I think we went out and showed that. But, yeah, we'll see how it is next year with Messi. They get a full season, so we'll see.
Okay.
So
We'll see how
Aidan
it is.
said at the celebration, right? Let's run it back. Let's do another one. Do you think this puts a target on your back? Because this whole season, you guys were good all season, but you weren't the focus because Messi came in, took a lot of that shine. You think now there's going to be a target on your back next season?
Yeah, for sure. I say for sure. I think towards the end of the season, I think you kind of saw that a little bit.
Oh, in the playoffs for sure.
Right.
Teams, people started saying, we got a good chance to win it. So I think for sure next year.
Yeah, I mean, what you
Yeah,
watch
it's
the Columbus Inter Miami game, Darlington fouled 42 times, bro. You get fouled a lot,
But
dog.
you have possession of the ball right now. It's under the table. This guy doesn't lose possession.
We talk about this so much, but Darlington, it's remarkable the style of player that you are. I think for Americans, we're not used to. You've been I'm sure you've been seeing it and reading it. They've been calling you the greatest MLS player, and that debate has happened. But you're the type of player that's a little bit unique in the way Americans think about soccer, right? We think about goalkeepers, we think about the Landon Donovans, goal scorers, but you're just a dude that will never lose the ball. There's just so much confidence and discipline. But what made you that kind of player? What made you focus on focusing on that sort of strength and being and making that your kind of main priority?
I think just reading the game, kind of seeing what the game needs, what my guys need on the field. Sometimes I don't, I could do something different, but I make the decision to keep it. Just the flow of the game. Okay, my guy's tired, or we need to do this or that. He hasn't touched the ball, so just making decisions like that. Yeah.
And then the occasional 45-yard banger from time to time.
Right? Yeah, just the hit and the prayer.
And then he's like, here we go. About to load up.
It's funny. There's either two outcomes that go with it. It's either a field goal or it's something no in between.
Oh, man, no tap-ins.
We don't do the easy joints. I want to ask you, Aidan, young, coming in. I know you were hanging out with 35-year-olds and all that. But when you come in, to know that and I'm sure you did this in training, but that step of being like, when you go from the youth levels to the senior team, it's faster, it's this, and you get there and you're like, actually, I still kind of got it, like I'm still that guy. What was that moment like? And do you think that helped you sort of taking over, a big role in a big team?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it happened easily. In 2020, people don't realize I didn't start at all and I get rostered for the first half of the season. So, I don't want kids in doing the same thing I'm doing to think it's going to be easy. It takes a growing process. So I think, like I said earlier, having guys around me like this, they believed in me, and they always pointed me in the right direction. So, yeah.
Were you easy to criticize? Did he take notes well?
I'm always open to feedback.
Yeah, he was always, not only did he take criticism well, but he was always asking questions. He always wants to learn. I think that's the biggest thing that people don't. I think you see, on game day, you see him in trainings if you're his teammate and stuff. But I think the thing for me, just working with him and knowing him, I think his ability to kind of see something and do it, see something and replicate it, or see something and say, I'm going to do that. I think that's probably one of his biggest strengths.
He accepts feedback, except if you talk about his voice.
Yeah,
apparently.
Apparently gets said if you tell him he's a tenor. Yeah. Speaking of asking questions, Wilfried Nancy comes to Columbus, Ohio, right? Mm-hmm. At what point did he come to you, a leader on the team, and say, hey, where are the rest of the restaurants in Columbus? Where is it? They got to be hidden somewhere.
They're all on one street.
Have you been to the 8?
You guys been to Columbus?
Yeah.
We actually performed there.
Yeah.
The Easton Funny Bone.
Funny Bone, yeah.
Yeah, we headlined it.
Yeah, well, the area was it was fairly new at the time, the downtown area.
Easton's not in Columbus, so we had to go to it's just outside, so we had to go to Columbus. To check
the
it
invite
out.
must have went to spam then, huh?
No, well, you were too busy hanging out with 35-year-olds. No, I think 2018. I think that was were you 16?
He was there.
No, 16.
Yeah.
16. Yeah.
Okay.
Damn,
I wasn't big enough either back then.
You was in training, dog. You really want to come watch a fat guy tell jokes about being married?
Well, we were talking. Wilfried Nancy. If you guys didn't, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this was basically went viral. So
Darlington's in the background, but you're not listening.
Yeah, but you're not here. There's a lot going on in this moment. But Nancy, he dropped this gem. If you guys didn't hear it,
guys. Impossible is an opinion.
Bars.
I assume you heard that. Maybe first day of the season, or maybe that's not your first time hearing that. No. Okay.
He said that before.
So
when he first said that, did everyone just stand up and clap? Did someone challenge him to a rap battle by any chance?
Because we absolutely love this. And I think the internet did as well. This it brought a I want to run through a wall for this guy. And I'm sure he said he's dropped a lot of great lines, but there was something about this one. And it was so popular that we joked about this on our last show. We're like, yo, this is just such a bar that this should be almost at the intro of a song, right? The beat will drop right after that, right?
Yeah.
So we got some beats for you guys. We just want to see what you think about it. Okay, so here goes.
I said in that moment, while he pulls this up, in that moment, he was the best rapper in Columbus, Ohio. Right when he said that. That's how dope those bars were.
So, okay.
His pen game lethal. Wilfried Nancy.
So here goes. This is one of them.
Okay, you hear it, right? Starts off nice.
And I told them, guys, impossible is an opinion.
Yo, initial reaction.
Let us know what you think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's actually sick. That was actually sick. I thought it was gonna just be like not good, honestly.
Okay, go.
I didn't think it was gonna be great. I thought it
I
was
know
gonna
what we
be,
got
you
for a
know,
home opener.
Hey.
it was
Okay,
good.
and you know what? There are some people that are, not really into hip hop as much. All right, so we figured, all right, let's see if there's any alternatives
what I mean?
for that. Let's see if it could be used in another way.
And I told them, guys, impossible is an opinion.
Right? That's what it blows the crowd. You feel me? The neon crowd.
So look, you got two options. Any preference for which one you like more?
Yeah, I'll stick with the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, first one was legit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, first
All
one
right,
was
there
legit.
it is.
All right, bro. I mean, look, this is.
By the way, he made both of them
I mean,
like 25 minutes ago.
okay. I was like, bro, I hope they take a little bit longer. I'm really rushing.
Yeah.
I'm not a producer like that,
no.
but I'll do my best. So, all right, look, it's something that this particular there's something Wilfried Nancy has been in the media a lot more publicly, but we're all sort of seeing what is so inspirational about him. I mean, there's either it's in his tone, the French accent. There's something where people really want to play for him. And is there anything this season? What did you take the most from him that helped you win this MLS Cup title?
Man, he's just such a good person. I think that's the easiest thing. And like you said a little bit ago, it's like when you look over on the sideline, if you want to fight for a guy and you see him right there, man, that's the guy you want to run through a wall for. Yeah. So I think just him being a good person, I think the coolest thing was it's not easy on teams when guys aren't playing, right? It's easy to have that victim mindset and think like, okay, like screw this coach, screw that guy. It's not
on
my
purpose.
fault.
It's
Exactly.
personal, yeah.
Every single guy in the locker room, like if you played 0 minutes or you played every minute, had nothing but good things to say about him.
Amazing.
So I think that speaks so much volume to the guy he is.
All right, well put.
My mother won't even return my phone call. You know what I mean? When you just think about it, you know what I mean? Damn.
Okay, it was just
Shout
equally
out, Mom.
inspiring.
Shout out, Mom.
Yeah. Shout out, Mom, bro.
Give me a call.
Hey, at least text
Yo,
me back, bro. I
any-
saw you read it.
Any family therapist watching, hit up
You
Alexis.
about to get a boat.
Guys, this has been.
I got one more question.
go for
Darling,
it.
did you see what Diego Valeri put up about
Oh,
you?
that's right.
Yeah.
The poetry, bro. The last sentence was, when my grandkids ask me about American soccer, I'll tell them about Darlington Nagbe, bro.
That must have felt nice.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, he knows how I feel about him, and I know how he feels about me. So I think the only surprise was like he said it publicly, but he's told me that for a while, and I've told him.
He's
certain
told you
things
that in
about him.
person? Like something of that kin, he's had that type of energy with you?
Yeah, every time I see him, same.
Bro, we got to become friends with Darlington.
Yeah, bro, I need
Either Darlington or Diego Valeri, bro.
It's just be friends with a poet, bro.
No, facts, bro. Do you write that with a quill pen? How do you write that with a quill pen and get it on Instagram?
Beautiful. All right, guys. Thank you
Yes.
so much for joining us. This has been an absolute honor, for real. Again, congratulations on winning MLS Cup. Best of luck next year as well. But this has been a really, really dope experience for us, and we're actually honored that you would come through. I know there's a lot of classier places you've been to today, so this is kind of
We're in the back of a Popeye.
This is just like the New York Stock Exchange. The same vibe. Same vibe.
Same vibe, bro. Yeah, bro.
all right.
Wrong button. There it is. You just hit the bell. The opening
Aidan
bell.
Morris, Darlington Nagbe, absolutely honored. Thanks so much for joining us, guys.
Best of luck next season, unless it's against NYCFC.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
You.
Shout out to the homies.
Wow.
The deep voice homies.
I was gonna
Wow.
say, whatever you do not comment that Aidan Morris has a deep voice.
Yeah. The
Honestly,
kid, I think he likes it.
I think Alexis is just like an annoying uncle. He's like, oh yeah, no, I pinch
The
his
kid loves it when I do this.
wet willies and pinching him. He loves it. He loves it. No, shout out. I mean, Aidan Morris has a pretty deep voice, but Darlington Nagbe is no slouch when it comes to deep voices.
No. They're both, what is it, baritone?
Baritone. They sound
Yeah.
like Giveon.
Yo, damn, they do.
Okay.
Can I you at the show they both like are smooth.
Without a
The
doubt.
same way they are on the pitch, they are in conversation.
Without a
But I
doubt.
will say, I've seen a lot of interviews with both Aidan and Darlington Nagbe, and hey, props to you, my guy. How many times do they both laugh?
Okay. Not many times do they both have. Not many times do they get a little hip hop with their coach.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out to
So-
Christian, bro.
Some
EDM
beats.
producer.
Yeah.
Okay.
The EDM, I don't think
The
they
EDM
were,
were fit.
but the trap beat they were all about, bro.
Okay. Shout out to the free YouTube beats that I found. But
Hey, yo,
you know,
just the royalty-free
Royalty
music.
free.
You keep this whole system going.
okay. So shout out to you, random producer that made that.
Just to you, young man in Cyprus.
But I had to put in the Wilfried Nancy stuff and everything, and made it work. It works. So if anybody wants me to rap over that track, just let me know.
Please don't.
Okay.
I'm asking you not to
if
ask.
we get enough Patreon subscribe, I swear to God, I will rap on that beat.
Bars?
Bars.
Bars.
I will
A
write
full 16?
A full 16. I don't even know what that means. I gotta look that up. But I will write that.
He
I'll write
agreed to it before knowing what it was.
I'll write the words full 16 if you want it in the rap.
What does it mean? Full 16. Go ahead, write that down, bro. I'm giving you free work.
So let me know. Patreon.com/Soccer Cooligans. If you want Cooligans, hopefully Alexis will participate.
I will sing behind you. I will be a hype man. I got ad libs for days.
Okay, so there it
We
is.
going in the stew is what's happening.
If we can get to how many Patreon? I think we're at like
Let's do the 200.
200.
Yeah.
That's I think we're at 110 or something.
Let's do 200.
All right, if we can get to 200
Bars.
you're gonna have a rap track that is introduced by Wilfried Nancy.
We're
Let's
going to
go.
do fire in the booth.
I was gonna say we could get Bradley Wright Phillips maybe to come on.
Ooh,
it.
we can at least get him to
Former
rate.
Columbus Crew player.
We could get him to rate the bars.
Let's go.
Oh,
All right, there it is. Patreon.com/soccercooligans. Get in on it. All right, let's get to it. A couple of things to talk about: Champions League, UEFA Champions League. The last 2 days, some crazy games.
So now
the
we
group
know
stage is over.
We know who's moving on to the round of 16. We know who's going to Europa, and we know who's going back to Manchester.
Yeah, guess which Manchester club.
You can figure it out on your own. It's like Blue's Clues episode.
So I mean, we'll start there. Manchester United knocked out of Champions League. They're not going. They're knocked out of Europe entirely. Not doing Europa or
They
anything.
can't even go to Europa.
Last place in the in their group, in Group A.
And this is where Manchester United fans are with the situation. There was this lingering hope, and I would say even through the first half, might have even sort of remained, or a good portion of the first half, that they might be able to pull this out. They might be able to make this happen. They needed a little bit of help. It wasn't just a win and you're in, but a win would have at least kept them in Europe.
Win and urine. Okay. Just some of the bars that you will hear.
Yeah.
If you join today,
Guys, I'm going to ask you to not join the Patreon.
Patreon.com.
Stop at $199. I need you to not be the 200th one, because then I blame you. There was a chance that they could have stayed in Europe had they won, and I think there was some belief in the fans. Now, we've had some conversations about Manchester United and where we've talked about their fans, we've talked about their owners, we've talked about their players, and where the fans should be and how they feel. What I wasn't expecting was a video I saw from Flex recently,
Which I saw as well.
friend of the show, where it wasn't even, I don't even know the word. It's not even like a despondent. It's just you know what? Fine.
It's an acceptance.
Yes.
Resignation.
Resignation is a good word, but not in the business term, right? Like, it was just like a fine. if this is who you're going to be, then I want to have no emotional connection to any of you wearing that shirt.
You can't
anymore.
hurt me anymore.
Yeah. And it's just like I don't care who leave. All of you should leave. I'm fine with any of you leaving. And there was a time, and he brings it up, there was a time where you're like, not this player. Oh, not that. But we need to get rid of these players, but not this player. He is, and Flex is a rather sort of logical fan, which is rare for some of these fan.
Yeah, he's not
video.
loud.
Yeah, he's not like
he's not troops. He's not expressions. He's just like,
yeah. He's like, hey, let me tell you exactly how it is.
Yeah.
And for him to say this, just really, I think, it sort of really shines a light on what's happening with the fans, and they're just like, you know what? We're done being hurt.
Yeah, I want to play like just the first 10 seconds of it, just so
And
you can
shouts
hear.
to Flex.
Shout out to Flex.
And
You could-
5 UK, which is where he was on.
and
when
you
he
could
said
just
this.
hear the tone in his voice.
Now I'm past the point of like, I think this player has a place or this player. They can all go. Until we look at it and it's all gone, it's all different. Manager, coaching staff, the main players. And I'm talking about the big names. I'll name names. Rashford, Bruno, Shaw, Dallo, Maguire, Lindelof. I'm not scared to have a detachment, a deflection from them players.
Look, I mean, that's just
it's like a man who's caught his wife cheating multiple times, and he's finally done taking her back. He's like, you know what?
I've seen.
I honestly don't care about the house. I just let me have the dog, and I'll leave.
He's just completely accepted that this is, and I
He's
mean,
done being hurt.
yeah, and he is. Look, we've even seen him be frustrated with ownership, with coaches.
But he's an emotionally mature guy.
without a doubt.
So for him to get to this point and not even be able to sort of see a future where this could work out, and we're talking about a Maguire who's had this redemption.
yeah,
You know,
player of the month.
Yes, we're talking about a Bruno who, for being the most punchable human being on the planet, is playing really well. It's his face, bro. We're talking about a Luke Shaw who suffered through injury and has come back and is showing signs of getting back into that Luke Shaw that we remember being so essential down the left. He's playing center back. You know, when you bring up Lindelof as a big name, you know your club is struggling, but there he is.
Bro,
He's
Johnny
a stalwart.
Evans came into the game yesterday.
Bro, this to hear and see Flex like this, a friend of ours, it just feels like, damn.
Yeah.
How much have they hurt you, dog?
I mean, it's a look. This is, I guess, the expectation I had for Manchester United in Champions League wasn't very high because we've seen how they perform in the league.
Okay,
them finishing
but look, Bayern Munich, FC Copenhagen, Galatasaray, Manchester United. Where did you see them finishing?
We did
Early on.
a
We talked
prediction
about
here.
this.
I think
We predicted
I said
Galatasaray.
I think I said second. And we had the conversation about Galatasaray might surprise us. And
I
stuff
thought
like that.
Galatasaray finished first, to be honest with you. I thought Bayern Munich and Manchester United would and Galatasaray would like fight each other, and Galatasaray would sneak to the top. So I was very wrong. They're in Europa.
But Copenhagen, I mean, and the game between Manchester United and Copenhagen really wasn't there a red in that game from the last one? If
I don't remember. Let me double check exactly.
because
I remember that Rooney Baji kid.
Rooney
scored.
Baji
Yeah, I
scored
think there was a
at the
red
end.
in that game, if I'm not
That's
mistaken.
right. The joke was a guy named Rooney just beat Manchester United.
Yeah. So I mean, that is just such a tremendous result that
FC Copenhagen is the vibes FC of this
Yeah,
Champions
it
League
It was
right
Marcus
now.
Rashford that got
got the
sent
red.
off.
Yeah. And that ends up kind of being a little bit of the difference, at least for getting knocked out of Europe entirely. No one saw Copenhagen playing as well as they did. I mean, they finished with 8 points in these 6 games, but they
were amazing at home at Parken. That's the name of their stadium, the Parken. They were incredible in this competition. They're a little bit different in the league. Do you know their center back?
No, I don't.
Their left center back?
Who
Look
is-
it up. Click on Copenhagen.
Okay.
Copenhagen.
Oh God. I know.
Defenders. Who are we looking at?
You'll see him.
Middle row.
You'll know which
Middle
one
row on the
Alexis
right.
is looking for when you're.
Kevin Dix.
Yeah.
The homie.
Hilarious.
Shout out Kevin Dix. man. Hopefully you'll listen.
Come on. You can't beat Dix.
Nobody's getting past Dix.
No. I dare you to dribble
I mean,
past Dix.
I watched the game. Dix is everywhere.
Yeah, Dix is everywhere. I think I was watching the wrong thing. I Googled strong dick in the middle. Let me tell you.
I don't know why Transfer Market couldn't pull it up. Anyway,
Anyway, okay, jokes aside, FC Copenhagen, obviously the vibes. the whatever the opposite of vibes is I think where Manchester United ended up. And I think because the teams were worse than Manchester United. Royal Antwerp only won once, and it was against Barcelona. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Celtic couldn't put anything together. Red Star Belgrade lost, but they were heart and soul. Manchester United, I mean, Newcastle we had high expectations. They also got bumped out.
I mean,
but tons of injuries. But man, Manchester United, man, they were like, okay, fine. If you're gonna be mediocre in the league, maybe they can put some. There was this hope and belief the fans had that maybe they could put something together in Champions League, and it just didn't happen. And now you have to have the question: what happens from here? And then if you watch the Flex video, you're like, damn, yo, they're like, fans are checked out.
Yeah, I mean,
when was the last time you saw that from Manchester United?
Eric Ten Hag in the post game interview,
he said we played well
when he was speaking to Peter Schmeichel, right? And he was just like, he was getting criticized for those comments as well, but he just also kind of resigned, kind of checked out, just like
he knows.
I think he's reached the bottom of his recipe
as soon
box.
as you start hearing, I don't know if Fabrizio Romano tweeted this or somebody, but just as soon as you start seeing the tweets that are like, reports are saying that players are unhappy with, the
I always
coaching
find that
style.
to be bullshit, though.
It might be, but as soon as you start seeing it, it's not a great sign.
No, that's the smoke, and where there's smoke, there's fire, right?
So-
and you're like, okay, either they opened up a factory. Over there.
It's not that far fetched that players could be unhappy because I mean look at these performances.
I think the report, and I read some of them, but the one like the most official, I can't remember where it was. That said like, some of the players have decided that Eric Ten Hag is not the man. It's like, yeah, of course. Probably Sancho. I think if you start there.
Did he only ask him?
Yeah, were you in the U18 canteen when you found those players?
This is like, if we're trying to think a little bit more macroscopically and look at Manchester United.
That word of the day calendar coming in crazy,
It's realistically, there has to be some kind of leash to be the Manchester United manager, to just even have a little bit of time, whether it's 2 years, 3 years. Manchester United are not in a bad place in their league table. So there has to be some kind of like, look, this is where we're at right now, and we're working towards something bigger.
Yeah,
but what this is what's frustrating.
Hold on, but what you just said makes sense if you're a fan of a team that's mid-table or can like an Aston Villa or someone of like who can fight for that top spot. We have to look at Manchester United the same way we would look at a Real Madrid or a Barcelona or an Ajax. They are perennial winners for the length of time that the Premier League has existed. They have been the most successful club within that. I think it's okay for their fans to expect that level. And if you're not going to say, all right, man, we're going to have a rebuild, we're going to start from scratch, we're going to go get new players and all that, if you're just going to continue to patchwork this, then the fans are going to expect that you're making decisions for them to be winners, not for them to win in 2 or 3 years. Even Arsenal fans, Arteta came out and said for like every interview, I have a plan. It's a 3-year plan. Players were saying like, he told me his 3-year plan, his 5-year plan. He has these plans. So I gave him that grace period. And a lot of Arsenal fans did not.
Right.
And I think of myself similar to Flex in the sense that I'm like, all right, I am reasonable. Like, all right, I'll give you some time. As long as we don't get relegated or we're not like absolute laughing stocks, I'm fine giving you that time. Manchester United never took that route.
Yeah.
And now you're at a point where they are embarrassing themselves in European competition, which is not typical for Manchester United.
100%, yeah. But I think this is not having that little bit of grace, I think, is hurting Manchester United.
Yes,
they could use it.
But if they would have come out and said, yo, Eric Ten Hag is our guy, and if he would have said it's gonna take me 2 years. Look, Arteta even said we got to get rid of the dead weight. We've got work to do. We've got to bring in players, blah, blah, blah. He bought himself out. He also won a trophy right away, which helps.
But I mean, I was going to say, because Chelsea is kind of going through something similar right now, where it was like a great period of success.
Spent $1 billion, dog. You can't talk about.
But so did hold on, Manchester United. Maybe it wasn't $1 billion, and everybody likes to throw that number out there. But you can't say Manchester.
That's a pretty significant.
But Manchester United has probably spent something like 850, 900
market.
million. I bet it's a lot closer than you think it is.
We're going to go to Transfer Mark, and we're going to find out. And by the way, are we calling it Transfer Mark or Transfer Market?
I think it's market.
It is market. This is like from the old era where you took like a vowel out at the end. Like Tumblr. Remember Tumblr didn't have any at the end?
2005 transfer market. My point only being that people like Chelsea, the board, players, managers have all been saying the same thing about a project. And it doesn't look like there's any project going on. So as much as you want to give the lip service, if you don't actually get the results, I don't think the fans are going to be happy no matter what you say.
But I think because the fans were expecting that this would turn around this season. They went out and they spent a lot of money. They went out and got a new goalkeeper when you probably didn't really need one. That's a decision for the manager to make. But it felt like the decisions in the market they made in the last season were refinement decisions. They were rounding out those rough edges decisions, not a foundational decisions. And now you see, again, you mentioned the name Johnny Evans. The fact that they had to go out and get a guy who played under Sir Alex Ferguson.
Well, Johnny Evans was supposed to be an assistant coach for one of the youth teams, and they basically drew him out of retirement and were like, dude, we need you to play.
Hey, man, yo, get them boots on, bro.
Dude, get off the training ground.
I did not know that. That's fascinating.
So if we look at their purchases, this is for 23-24. So this is the market. If you go down, it'll tell you what that value is.
All the way? Where?
Yeah. Wait. No. Hold on. Go to overview, or go to transfers.
Transfer.
All transfers.
All transfer. Okay. I feel like we're gonna be here a while.
Yeah. No. We're not gonna be here a while.
What are we
Well, we're just gonna scroll down and figure out current transfer record is minus 148. So this is so far not great. So arrivals, they've spent $200 million this year. Go down.
Okay.
I'm looking at all the years. They've spent over $100 million every single year.
Yeah.
pretty much.
But that's. I mean, they have massive partners. Scroll down again.
I mean, but so does
142.
Chelsea.
Yeah, hey, look, not a billion. You've got to go back to hit a billion. But they've made a couple $100 million dollar purchases, or obviously some major purchases. Obviously, look, Anthony, big money, came from his last club, didn't really work out, or hasn't worked out yet. I'm going to give him whatever grace period the team gives him. You look at a player like Lisandro Martinez, a little bit of a slow start, but great player.
An okay player.
Absolutely incredible defender.
So Chelsea this season 23-24.
They spent $500 million.
They spent so far. They spent 467 million euros.
They spent $500 million American dollars.
Okay.
But then their squad's still too big. But I don't know. The point I'm trying to simply say is, I've never seen Manchester United fans be like, you know what, fine, go ahead,
Yeah.
get rid of them all.
Can you think of
a time?
It's weird to be at that place, but it's to me,
not
it's
really.
I don't necessarily respect that. Not that I don't respect it, but
No.
I don't value this point being last in Champions League as that moment that is like, all right, I'm done. Get them out. I don't think it's
To be a mid-table team?
Look, they are 27 points sitting on 27 points right now.
Yeah, they're in 6th place, I think.
It's not that bad. Look, theoretically, Manchester United can still win the league. It's not unheard of.
No. Oh yes, mathematically, sure.
They just had a big 3-0 win against Tottenham, against Everton, and Everton are a hot team right now. So it's like, it's not that bad. That's my genuine feeling. It's not that bad.
Who did they just lose to? Their last match?
Bournemouth,
Bournemouth,
shout out to Bournemouth on TikTok, dog. What they did something hilarious. They took the highlights of the 3 goals. They won 3-0. They took all they play all their highlights, but they took the like Twitch, like the streamers of Manchester United streamers from all over the world, and they put those highlights into their goal highlights. You know what I mean? So they took the clips of the Manchester United fans reacting to Bournemouth goals, of just being them frustrated, angry, breaking stuff,
like pain porn.
bro. It's Mark Goldbridge flipping out, getting upset, and they put those clips on all their highlights, and it's
a beautiful thing.
It's hilarious.
That's how you do it, folks.
That's great banter.
Also, did you see the contract for Dean Smith?
Yes, Charlotte FC manager had the contract.
So like, you are the manager of Charlotte FC. confirmed you are the manager of FC is the next one.
The top of it said a
Very official.
very official coach contract that he's signing.
And it says one of the things is you have to have a weekly recurring meeting with Sir Minty, which is their like
The mascot,
king,
the
ball.
mascot.
It's so funny.
So that's another interesting signing, Dean Smith for Charlotte FC. We'll see how that goes. I think a lot of people, even shout out to MLS UK, those two guys. They were talking about it because obviously they're familiar with Dean Smith, and they cover MLS out there from England. And the reaction to Dean Smith is kind of similar to kind of what it was on Morning Footy, where everybody was like, I don't know what he's gonna do here. I mean, I hope it works out.
Well, I mean, on his CV is he's been relegated twice,
Right?
And we're all like, well, you can't. You're not going to get a third one while you're in MLS. Although it would be hilarious if they finally institute it and he's the first one to get relegated.
So it's interesting because, I think from American footy fans, I'm like, maybe they don't know Dean Smith too well. And so I can understand maybe the lack of knowledge about his career. But then I listen to the English people and I'm like, I'm hearing their accent and they're not speaking very highly of him either.
I don't quote Drake very often on this show, but
Okay.
he said something that
About Dean
like.
Smith? Let's go.
100%. He's a big Dean Smithite.
Wait.
No, he said, tell me how they feel about you in your city. And I'll tell you how I feel about you.
Oh,
You know?
damn, bro.
Right?
Bars. Okay,
So, like,
Drake.
yo, if your own people respect you, then I'm going to respect you.
Look at that. Drake and also Christian Polanco capable of dropping absolute fire on a track.
This is the reason I brought it up. I'm talking about people of your ilk.
Patreon.com/soccercoolig. It might have a feature by Drake. You don't know.
You know what? 2,000 Patreons.
We will get
We'll
Drake
a feature from Drake.
on a track
Yeah.
if we get to 2,000.
We're going to tell you which Drake. But we'll get a Drake feature. Part of the reason I said that is like, all right, we're not sure. Oh, let's listen to the people who know him best.
Yeah.
That's like if you're going to marry someone and their mom is like, which, by the way, my mom said this, so maybe this isn't a good point. My mom's like, said to my wife, like, you might not want to do this. That should scare you a little bit. Thank you, baby girl, for not getting scared.
So the other...
Who shocked you the most?
So Newcastle, I would say, shocked me the most.
Positive or negative, you're allowed to say.
This is meaning.
So
like,
who surprised you the most, for good or bad reasons?
Yeah. I mean,
It's still
Newcastle negatively didn't, given how strong of a start they had in the season. Obviously, the signings, the players that they brought in.
That Fikayo Tomori, or whatever, foul block or whatever on
Milan.
Miggy. Wow.
Wait,
He took Miggy out in like the
33rd
I
saw the goals, but I didn't see the game. So
just a defensive beast.
Okay.
On Miggy.
I mean, I saw Christian Pulisic's goal, which is
Of course.
awesome to see. The pass from Giroud.
Bro,
Let's go.
Remember Giroud when he was at Arsenal? He would just like, I'd get so frustrated because he like, no look, no nothing,
Yeah.
one touch, and we're like, you gotta look, you gotta tell the other person's coming, man.
No.
It'd be hitting
Pulisic
Cazorla
was-
in the face,
Right.
and now he did it, and Pulisic was like, boom, ready to go.
Absolute tapping. It was a great lead up to the goal as
On
well.
like a messed up cross, Giroud just quick reaction.
Talking about defense, though, the Dortmund PSG game, the clearance from
Nicolas
Nicolas
Sule,
Sule was
unbelievable.
unbelievable.
I'm like, bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, I can't tell you who your best player is, but somehow you keep winning or you keep doing stuff, how'd you end up top of the group with this group?
So, it was. They had an impressive run in Champions League. It seems like they almost prioritized the Champions League more than the league because I just watched at the watch party.
Leverkusen and Bayern. You're like, what are you gonna do?
Dortmund. Matt Hummels got a red in that game in Bundesliga, and
Leverkusen is the last team in the top 5 of Europe, or all of Europe actually, to not lose a game.
game. Yeah. So they're playing pretty well in Champions League. Bundesliga, I guess I have no
they're
interest
like,
in ever
we don't
winning
care
it.
about Bundesliga. We're gonna focus on this smaller competition.
So-
by the way, this is the last year with groups.
Last year with groups?
Yeah, this is the last time we go to group. We
Yeah,
go
they're,
to
they're
the Swiss model.
expanding to the.
What's the Swiss model?
A full
it's so
table.
confusing. Yeah,
I
I couldn't even
love
possibly-
Swiss models.
Yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, tell me more.
Yo, we're gonna switch to a Swiss model.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So impressive.
This episode has been absolutely unhinged.
Shout out to Aidan Moore talking. They wish
I'm sure they're super proud, dude.
They wish they could be here for this part of the conversation. The one thing I did want to mention, I also on Tuesday I had watched the Real Madrid Union Berlin game. Not really a game with any real consequence because Madrid are chilling. I'm surprised they even started like their best team.
Yeah.
And so Union Berlin, they're playing they're playing at home. But I did a little single game parlay in DraftKings.
Talk to me.
Remember, I did the other one for Tottenham City. I just went for a draw.
So this is where on DraftKings they already have the parlay set up for you.
Yes.
It's up to you to decide whether you want to do it or not.
Exactly. And this was the parlay they had. It was Real Madrid.
It's like a ready meal. Like so you know what I mean?
MRE, yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about a ready to eat meal.
Sure. And so it had the Real Madrid money line, so Real Madrid wins.
Yeah.
And then it had 8 shots on target. This is all just for Real Madrid. 8 shots on target, 1 shot on target from Jude Bellingham, 1 shot on target from Rodrigo, and over 4.5 corners. I was like, all right, the odds are like plus 600. I'm like, all right, I'm learning, but I'm like, this feels like
plus 600 is a good return.
Yeah,
that's
so I'm
great
like,
odds.
this
That's
feels
incredible.
like they might do this because they are clearly so much better than Union Berlin. And first half, they were not doing it. Union Berlin ended up scoring first.
How much
Luka
did you
Modric put $20.
Okay, that's not bad.
Not bad. It was just.
But you're like, yo, this is lunch.
Yeah. And so Luka Modric misses a penalty, and then Union Berlin scored immediately right after that. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I didn't even need those $20. I had no interest in keeping
And I'm
that.
not gonna tell my wife I did this at all.
And then second half comes out. I don't know what Carlo Ancelotti told him. He's like, I'll leave to Brazil right now.
I think he just raised the eyebrow.
Yeah, he's
They're
like,
oh, no.
Enrique. I'll call him right now, bro.
And second half they came out and just everything, every shot on target. So I was just like, oh, bro, they're hitting everything. They haven't scored yet, but like they're taking a lot of shots. And Rodrigo gets his shot on target. Jude Bellingham gets his shot on target. I'm like, all right, cool. And then Jose Lu, let's go. And then he gets a brace. They're up 2-1 in like the 78th minute.
They have to win.
They have to win. So I'm like, it's Real Madrid.
So boom, you checked all the boxes.
And
You're
I'm
like,
done.
I'm goody.
Let's go. Thank you, DraftKings. Where's my money?
Yeah. Oh, the game is still going, but we got this in the bag.
So why you just close it now?
And might I remind you, Union Berlin, I think, lost 16 straight. Not like couldn't win. No, lost 16 straight. So you're like, this is done.
Yes, and then Union Berlin tied the game in like the 81st or something like that. And I'm just like, bro, what is this?
How you about to F my money up?
And then my man, Danny Ceballos.
Yeah, bro.
Saving the day.
Arsenal Loney. Real Madrid don't even want it.
Okay. And he scores in the
90-something,
in the 89th minute.
That's it.
It was a shot from outside the box, a slight deflection. Keeper was rooted to the spot. And because Ceballos was like, yo, I'm going to look after my homie,
Now
Christian
tell me,
Polanco.
how did you celebrate a Danny Ceballos goal?
I mean, I did so I've learned my lesson because Mateo, my son, he's 8 months old. I've learned to relax on my goal celebrations because he gets pretty rattled.
Yeah. So you're blaming your son and not the fact that you're an Everton fan.
Okay.
I've learned to be a bit more reserved.
So in that one, it's not a team I support, but the Real Madrid is supporting my bank account.
I was gonna say they support you, bro. Might have to put him as what is it on your taxes? I lost a bit.
Right
Okay.
off. Right off.
Right-off dependent?
Write-off
What are you talking
dependent.
about?
There it is.
I
There it is.
thought you were the finance guy, bro.
I'm all about the money, bro.
So, yes, and I ended up winning $140 from that 20.
Buddy, that's a good amount.
So shout out to Danny Ceballos again, DraftKings.
More like Daddy Ceballos, bro.
Fly me out there, dog.
You about to get flued out, dog.
As always, bet responsibly. Okay, I gotta say,
Yeah.
I'm just having a good time with
You know
this
how I'm
stuff.
fluing out? Dicks, bro.
Kevin Dick.
Gavin Dicks. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
All right, it's a family-friendly program,
100%.
bro.
He's a great center back. What are you talking about?
All right, we should let's wrap there. Thank you everybody for tuning in in. Oh wait, no. Okay, I just got to wrap this because I want to make sure we do this. But this was going viral today on Twitter.
Red Bull finally spending those marketing dollars.
I take the New Jersey Transit pretty much every day, especially to come into the studio. So I don't have to go through Newark Penn, but I go through regular
We're gonna
Penn.
have
I go
to get
through
you
Chicago.
pronouncing it correctly.
Newark.
Newark Penn Station.
Newark.
You're saying Newark, but fast.
Okay.
Newark.
Anyway,
Does that make sense?
I feel like you got to pronounce it like Noark, like Nork.
No, it's like Newark. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
I'm saying Newark,
Yeah,
but I'm
but you're
saying
just making it
in
shorter.
one syllable.
I got
Newark.
you.
yes.
So it sounds like cork or fork without, but it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like it's not Newark. It's
it
Newark.
kind of sounds like nobody cares. All right, that's really
Go ahead, tell us about your little viral video.
what. Okay.
Tell us about your cute little viral video from 2 days ago.
This happened today, this morning in New Jersey, in Newark, because there was an animal that
you
was.
have no idea how much this means to me.
So this is
There's a bull.
There's literally a bull running through on the tracks of New Jersey Transit.
And I will say this about Newark. I live in Brooklyn now. I'm on the subway all the time. I look down, I see little rats. And I think, bro, it's disgusting, but I get it. This how gangsta Newark is. You look down, you see a bull, my G.
Straight up bull with the horns
With
and
the
everything.
horns. He got a tag on him, too. This is somebody's bull, dog.
This is a bull on the loose.
Bro, how you end up on the tracks, bull?
Okay, it is a just like the Rage Against the Machine is a bull on parade, bro.
Okay, wow.
That's a great song. It's also the that's the goal song for New York Red Bull. But this has been the joke people are making. People are
How
like,
do you think they'd feel about a single entity league?
this is people are making the jokes about this is probably one of the best marketing ploys for the New York Red Bulls because they don't really advertise that much. I mean, you see it. You see a couple signs on the subway.
You
here and
know
there.
they sent an intern out with a can of red spray paint. Like, you need to get this bull. You need to find this bull and spray this bad boy red.
Yeah, this is it's shocking. Also disrupted the train.
There's a bull on the tracks.
A lot
you
of
can't
people
just plow through it.
A lot of people were quite upset because a lot of trains were delayed because of this. I mean, obviously, I think there's something like 2 million people a day that ride through New Jersey Transit. There might be more than that. But so this is it's quite disruptive. It's cute and fun, but people from New Jersey are not really happy when they can't get into the city.
Yeah, I would say the infrastructure is teetering. So to throw a bull on the tracks is not exactly part of the plan. And by the way, the Northeast Corridor is the single busiest train station area or whatever route, if you will, route, whatever that is, in the country. So this hurt the GDP.
100%. This is like the Suez Canal getting blocked.
100%. This is the northeastern corridor version of the Suez Canal getting blocked.
This is billions in produce and products not getting through.
8 months from now, when you're like, yo, why are computer chips in cars so expensive? I want you to remember this bull running down the tracks in Newark, because this is exactly correlates to that.
This is this damn bull, bro.
I want to say something else before we end, if we can get the bull off the screen.
Okay, we're off the screen.
A good friend of ours, Kenny DeForest, a few days ago, very funny comedian, has a great special on YouTube. I'm actually a part of it. He asked me to be in a sketch. They ended up not using the sketch. He was going to break up his jokes with sketches.
Yeah.
He ended up not using it, but he used the part that we filmed as his intro. So he is a very funny comic, originally from, I believe, Indiana, moved to Chicago. When you're a comedian, you're from the place you started. So he's a Chicago comic, so we say he's from Chicago. A few days ago, he was riding a bike from one show to another, I believe, and was hit by a car. It's very shocking. It's very upsetting. There was emergency surgery. There were signs were that he was going to pull through. Yesterday, we received a phone call that he did not. Unfortunately, he passed. I don't want to make this sad, because if you knew Kenny, you know there's nothing he would have wanted less than for this to be sad. He was legitimately one of the funniest people in the city. He was legitimately one of the sweetest people you could ever meet. I know people say this about comedy. I know people say this about a lot of people who they pass. I mean it. This man a good example is sometimes you get text to be a part of a show. Hey, do you want to do my show next week?
Yeah.
Or, yo, I got a show this week. Do you want to do it? You say, no, I can't blank. And then they're like, all right, cool. And they move on to the next person, right? The last conversation I have with Kenny on text is him asking me to do a show on a Sunday night. And I mentioned, hey, I got to get to bed because of this new gig by 9 at the time. It was still 9. And he said, oh, cool. What gig? And now he only has a few days left before the show. He has to book it, but he took time out of his busy schedule producing a show to ask me what gig it was. I mentioned it was the CBS show, and he's like, dude, I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited. He's not a massive soccer fan. In fact, he could have played pro basketball out of college. So he's a big basketball fan, but he just understood how hard it is to break into sports not having played. And we had a long, great conversation, very funny conversation about that. And he said he was so proud of me. The next time I saw him, he gave me a big hug. And that's what Kenny, I think, was known for most, were his hugs. Besides how funny of a comedian he was and just how great of a person. It is a serious loss to our friend group, to our group chats, to our community as comedians, but also just to the world that he is no longer with us. He is one of those people that made every room he was in a little bit brighter. And I know that sounds like bullshit and what you say every time somebody passes, but I promise you I mean it. He was a very special person, and I'm very sad that he's gone.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd add, Kenny used to come through when he moved from Chicago. He used to come to my open mic that I did in Brooklyn. Just, again, one of the kindest dudes, really, really funny. Just one of those guys that, like, pushed you to be better because he was just, especially as a comic in New York who started in New York, you're like, yo, these dudes are moving in and why they so funny? They come in, we're like, why are they so damn funny?
Yeah.
And also you mentioned basketball. I would play in Joe Walkowski's basketball tournament that he would do in Brooklyn.
Like all comedians do a big tournament.
And I would play with Kenny, and we were on the same team once. And this dude could ball.
He could ball.
He was really, really good, and it was just great playing with him and working with him. I mean, he used to do my show and stuff like that. And it's just it sucks. Obviously, it's just so incredibly tragic, and I obviously feel for his family and his friends. And I know that he was with his family and friends when he passed as well. And it's just these are the things you just don't want to. You're just tired of seeing this, and we've been dealing with way too much death with
so
people
many,
close
man.
to us, and it's really, really hard, especially when it's just so unexpected and tragic in something like this. So
I would say this: comedians are really good about sharing their thoughts. They're not always great about sharing their emotions unless it's anger. I was having a conversation with another comic friend of the show. I don't want to say his name just in case, but he's a great guy. And we were just talking about what do you do in these situations? There's so many great comics and friends that have been lost. Sometimes it's for reasons that they chose, like, whether it's drugs or something. This is one of those situations where it was an absolute accident. It was tragic and it sucks. So what do you do? And I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. As I've gotten older, what I've decided to do is take all of those losses I've had in my life and say, people, this person was put in your life for a reason. I don't know that I find that to be true. But what would be the benefit of that being true is to say, okay, let me take something from each of these people I've met. If they were put in my life for a reason, what was I supposed to learn? And if it's what I learned from Kenny, it's to hug your friends. It's to tell them you care. It's to listen to their stories and to not just walk away when it doesn't work out your way. Find out why they're upset. Find out why they're happy. Care a little more. And if we all do that a little bit, maybe this world's a better place. I love you, Kenny.
Well put. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care,
guys.